Do it in character. Hello, we're back.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
at this point, what we need to do is go into the past a little bit because some of the previous sessions have an impact on this session. So, Adrian and Blue had an adventure called The Inheritance, which was never recorded, and we were hoping that you guys could give us a bit of a sum up as to the events of that. And you can tell, basically, it's as if you're telling these folks what happened to the two of you. And
But we wouldn't tell them.
you wouldn't tell them. You would tell the listeners at home.
We are telling the listeners at home.
Right.
Your characters do not know this information.
Not all of it, but you can choose to tell them how much they know.
We'll see how sideways shit gets, and then maybe we'll update them. Do you want to start?
Now I'm trying to think of how much Luther would tell them.
Well, let's just tell them the players the information.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jeb was hired on as a lawyer for Luther. Had recently received an inheritance from his cousin of a mansion in Falcon Point.
Just around Falcon Point.
Oh, so
Yeah.
just outside it.
So just outside of Innsmouth, he received this mansion near Fishhead Rock. They picked up a hitchhiker and talked with some of the townspeople of Falcon Point about the mansion. It used to be owned by his family, who had always been quite wealthy, but the cousin who had originally inherited it disappeared 7 years ago, was never heard from again. And the family had a tendency to die young. Ephraim, the grandfather, was the previous owner of the home.
He was
so-
not well liked.
He was not well liked. The family in general was not well liked. The home is actually in Boynton Beach, which is just outside of Falcon Point. Once they arrived at the house, it's a Georgian house that was very, very derelict, holes in the roof, and looted by the townspeople. It was very, very left to kind of rot. As they went in, they investigated. They found a mysterious note in the grandfather's bedroom, which I do not recall what it all said, but essentially he was talking about talking to the cousin who had disappeared. The grandfather gave a letter to the cousin, essentially saying that the voice has grown strong, and that the cousin needs to sort of continue the family line and deal cautiously with that which, can't read my own writing, with that which makes a surly servant. So there's some weird religious connotations happening, and they also talked, there was some reference to the Arab. Mysterious Arab or something that the grandfather had encountered. Upon further investigation of the home, they went downstairs.
You guys went downstairs.
We went downstairs. Jeb and Luther went downstairs, and as they went downstairs, there was sort of a wide hall and kind of a structure they weren't really familiar with on the blueprints. There was an entrance that opened, and a mobster walked out along with his other mobster girlfriend.
So this is where it gets really important.
And this is kind of where shit went very, very sideways very quickly.
So there was a mobster and his girlfriend.
Throughout the
they had a Reservoir Dogs like confrontation.
We-
where
we-
they all had
yeah.
guns.
Well, I didn't have a gun.
Yeah.
Everyone else had guns.
With your
I-
fists up.
So-
I was just like,
So Jeb
Dempsey
and the mobsters had a bit of a face-off with him looking menacing with his fists up. They've been hearing this strange moaning sound throughout the house for a while.
which, to quote David, was like, ooh.
That sound. And the
Nice.
There you go.
So Jeb, having previously encountered something supernatural, was freaking out. Eventually, the mobsters sort of forced them into the cellar and said that
Forced the two of you into the cellar.
forced Jeb and Luther into the cellar, saying that they might feed them to the thing. Luckily, Jeb and Luther don't suffer no fools, and they managed to find a way out up through the cellar wall into the adjacent room. Once they got into the adjacent room, they found a series of books and strange lab equipment, and a locked cellar-like thing with a cage over it and a lock.
And while Jeb was looking through the books, and he found some things that he sort of recognized. Right, you recognize it from
I found a important book called the Sussex Manuscript of the Necronomicon.
which is written by an Arab guy that was referenced.
Was written by the Arab.
So they found a
reference.
copy of the Necronomicon.
So we found a copy of the Necronomicon.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Then I was like, what the hell? I'll look in this cellar thing, see what this thing is all about.
It's a pit with a grate
yeah.
over it.
I believe I lost at least 6.
And you could hear noises coming from
Yeah,
it.
and I looked down, and then I was like, oh no,
And he
it's
failed a sanity check.
a giant, gross fish monster. It's very slimy. But then I had...
It was about 12 feet
Grandpa.
tall and 5 feet wide.
It started communicating with me. I lost more sanity when I had an idea roll when I realized it was my grandfather.
Ephraim was a giant fish person.
Yes. We were now worried because like the rest of the Albanian gang had like come down. So we were like, we're fucked anyway. We're probably going to die. They wanted us to feed us to this monster. Luther was like, well, it's my grandpa. Maybe we should let him go.
So after some consulting, we decided that the best plan of action we had, because the mobsters, we couldn't hear what they were saying. Eventually, they decided to just shoot up the cellar and leave us to bleed to death. They didn't know that we were still alive. So we decided to try to lure them to the monster, open up the hatch, and then run away and see what happened. And what ended up happening is Grandpa did not attack Luther. He recognized Luther. Jeb shot some of the mobsters, which drew their attention. Grandpa ran out and eviscerated the 12 mobsters
in the most literal sense of the word.
Horrible ways, literally tearing them limb from limb, as Luther and Jeb stealing a Tommy gun and a hat, and they ran away up into the car and drove away saying absolutely nothing until they got to Arkham and sat in a cafe, had some pie. Eventually, it was decided to call the feds. There was no trace of the grandfather. He had apparently returned to wherever he had come from. The feds came. They looked like a deal gone bad. There was a bunch of booze running materials there that were all sort of confiscated.
Including a ship.
Including a boat with a machine gun on it. Which, did you keep? No, they
I kept the boat, but I think
They kept the machine gun.
They took the machine gun.
You got the
Luckily,
raw end of that deal.
Jeb did steal Tommy guns and stored them in his car.
Oh, is that why I'm not allowed to open your...
Yeah. maybe packing some shit in his trunk that he doesn't know how to use effectively, but
Alright.
he does have.
That's very important historical information for
Yeah.
everyone to know.
Yeah.
So that was the previous... That was like the... Even though we played a session last week, that session was the beginning of the campaign, and then this is where
So that was by the Twilight Lodge,
Yeah.
Silver Twilight
And
Lodge.
the
Silver
feds
Twilight.
are very interested in Innsmouth. There's some
Okay.
sort of investigation happening there.
I have...
Yeah, these feds that checked out what you just talked about, were they the same kind of police people that
anytime we
were
succeed.
in Prelude?
No, they were feds. Like
They were like,
They were
they were like
federal
FBI.
agents.
yeah, they were the
legit.
FBI. It wasn't local police.
No.
And that's when the local police arrived earlier in this episode and they were
Mhm.
complaining about it. That's what they were referring to, calling in the feds instead of the local police.
Yeah.
All right,
So we're
so
just gonna edit that to the beginning, or like?
well, maybe we'll do something with it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so now we're back in our in Jeb's place, and it's been a few hours now as you've been poring over information. What is your next action? It's about 8 o'clock at night. You're pretty hungry, unless you called for some food.
Let's go get some fish and chips.
Okay, so it's late. We could go to the university
No.
and maybe
Yeah,
not
that
fish and
is-
chips. Maybe that's just a poor choice. He has a very traumatic relationship with fish.
Okay, let's.
So we
focus, guys.
could go to the university and take a look and talk to this Jennifer person, look at the library, and then call it for the night, and then tomorrow bright and early go to Innsmouth.
Because we'd also wanted to try...
I wanted to try to talk to Floyd as
Because
well.
if we talk to Floyd, then we don't have to do the trip to go talk to the people that he talked
That's
to.
true, but he said he was gone for the day. It's only been a couple hours.
Yeah, and
we don't know where he is.
yeah, I'm concerned about Floyd's whereabouts.
So what if... Do you want to storm in there? Like, get
No,
on your
I
badge
mean,
and be like...
I don't know if...
Do you know where Floyd lives?
Do I know where Floyd lives?
Make a
Sanity roll.
Make,
He lives in
make an
hell.
extreme idea roll.
Wait, what's an extreme idea roll?
Oh, buddy.
You
So
have
you
to-
gotta
You
get,
gotta
get a
a
10?
10. You gotta get a 10 or under.
10%.
You're gonna get a 1, it's fine. Oh.
38.
Well,
Alright, success. Yeah.
No, you don't know. You have an idea, like, you're like, I think you live somewhere downtown.
You live somewhere downtown.
Well, we could
Let's
we
go
could
knock
split
on
up
doors.
if you guys if
I mean, they know at work where he lived. You could find
At work,
Yeah.
they know where he lived.
if you
You'd be the
two
worst person to ask.
They
if
are
you
not looking favorably on me.
want to go to the newspaper and rattle some cages and figure out where this guy lives and maybe question him, and some of us can go to the library and maybe talk to Jennifer.
Archie, why don't you and I go find Jennifer, and you take your very good book smarts and you look for things in the library.
Okay. If you go to the newspaper, could you put in a good word for me with Peck? Just say that I'm helping with a very important investigation. Anyway, yep, let's go to the.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Thanks a bunch.
All right, the three of you are going to the
I'd
advertiser.
I'd like
You
to
wanna
go, yeah.
Shall we go to
Will
the
you be my muscle?
Yeah.
I will.
The two of you sit there and you can hear.
I still just hear
As
that.
you're sitting at the back of the at the rehearsal hall. They're a pretty good quartet. They're not great. It's 9 o'clock when you go there. The rehearsal will go until 9:30. So you guys came in at the back and you sat there, and you absolutely see Jennifer. She's playing the viola, and she's good.
Okay.
She's just a university student. I'm not sure what kind of. She's an average-looking, attractive young woman.
Jim, who has underwear of?
I may have procured said undergarment.
Interesting.
Can I say that I've taken this note?
Yeah, of course. 'cause you're
Yana.
going.
Okay.
All right. So, and then they finally finish, and they're getting yelled at by their music instructor.
Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna wait until she is departed from the group.
They're all talking about the practice.
When she's-
25 minutes of
They
passage
well, I mean,
where
as soon
they're-
as they start packing up,
yeah,
we're
they're
gonna
all
go up
packing
and
up,
approach. I think.
and you can see her. She was berated particularly by the instructor because apparently she's been neglecting her practice in the last week or so.
Excuse me, miss.
And she
Hello.
says, and she looks up at you and looks down and it's like, yes.
Jennifer, it is me, Sasha. You know Andrew's friend. I'm here with.
She blushes.
I'm here with my friend here. We were just wondering if you could help us.
What's going on?
Well, how about you just take a little step over with us and we just have a little chat. I promise it will not take too much of your time.
Make a both of you make spot hidden.
Success, 73.
Ooh.
Also success.
You both notice that she's wearing a little pendant with a symbol of looks like
Of Cthulhu.
no, it's
Yes.
like a little gold pendant of with a symbol of Neptune on it.
Neptune.
Like a trident?
Yeah.
Jennifer, that is a very beautiful necklace you have on. I just noticed
Oh,
that.
thank you.
It is of Neptune. Yes. Where did you get that necklace?
Oh, I bought it downtown.
Oh, where downtown? I love sculpting. You may know this, and I enjoy finer details on necklaces.
Is there
You
something
may know.
wrong? Why are you two talking to
Actually,
me?
there's nothing wrong, darling. Now look, I'm not gonna produce this. This is gonna be a
Produce the
push
underwear.
roll.
Do that.
No, that's the push roll.
Yeah.
Listen, we were wondering about
Middle of class.
do you know Andrew Fisher?
These look familiar.
She turns beet red.
Okay. Well,
Well, he's been asking about you actually, and he wanted us to.
yes, I
He
am
wanted
his-
us to set up some sort of meeting for you in friendship.
She's like, what?
no, look, my dear, I will be perfectly honest with you. I am a here to how do I okay. Andrew Fisher has come onto some hard times and he is going through a very difficult time in his life.
Oh
And-
no.
Yeah, I know it's awful, and we're really hoping just to get any kind of.
I think so much of Andrew.
I know he's an incredible man.
But why did he send you to me?
Oh,
well,
we found.
he was. There was actually. He seemed to have received some sort of some letter from some women. We do not know who it is.
says.
We were wondering if you knew
Yeah.
anyone who
I'm
might.
not gonna produce it.
We were wondering if you knew anyone who might
Might have
think of
written-
Andrew in a way more than just.
She's,
I have written this
she's
letter.
like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm
That-
so
that's
embarrassed.
totally fine. No, it's totally fine. And
Oh
in
my
fact, I
God.
approve. He is a wonderful man. Now look.
Oh my God! I'm
yes,
so
okay.
sorry.
He likes her too.
I'm so
And
sorry.
he read it and he likes it.
Okay.
He was just wondering
I'm
because
sorry.
he,
What are you?
he wants
are
to
you
know. He wants to know who
If
this,
you're free on
who
Friday, if
this
you're-
beautiful letter was written by.
Oh my goodness! So I can. I have to go. I
No,
have
wait,
to go to
please,
grab
miss.
some things.
We actually one thing, as
This
someone
is
who
great.
is so familiar with Andrew, we were hoping that maybe if you had seen him, if anything suspicious had been going on. You see, Andrew might be in danger, and we're hoping to help him.
But
But
persuade roll.
oh, thank God.
It's great.
Oh, so embarrassing.
That is a hard success.
Woo! All right. And she sort of she stops and she says, "If there's anything I can do, if he's in trouble."
Absolutely. Well, you know, he has been he's being followed by someone.
By a girl?
No, it might be not an interested girl. I mean, they've been following him
Yeah,
since
it
he was a
might be.
kid.
We're not sure.
It could be a woman. I don't know, but if you having kept a fairly close keen eye on
Everybody
the boy,
watches him.
yeah. Well, is there anyone that's acted suspicious around him? Any strange activity?
I have noticed someone.
Have you?
Yes. She's a flapper. I've seen her watching him, and she doesn't fit in around here. I think she's from the wrong side of the tracks.
You
She's
don't
not
say.
a student here.
No,
Hmm.
she doesn't dress like a student. That's for sure.
A flapper. Now, oh my. I mean, I too have an absolute appreciation for decency. And I would like to say,
I do have my
this
thirties.
flapper, you've seen her around.
I've seen her, and then she's sometimes with this other man who's too old to be a student.
What does this man look like?
He's short. He has a pencil mustache, and the two of them are often watching, but they don't seem like they should be together.
Where do you see them watching Andy?
They will go to the meets. They go to the rallies.
The
I've
rally-
seen them. That's right, and I think that she's interested in him.
Hmm.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have I described what Toby, whatever, Floyd looks like?
Yes.
Is he a short man with a pencil mustache?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't have a pencil mustache.
Okay, never
He's
mind.
short though.
Yeah, that was close.
He's not a flapper, right?
He's not
no,
a flapper.
this
Right?
woman is a flapper.
Okay. Have you seen them? When are they here? What hours?
I've seen them all the time. Now that you mention it, they're
All the
always
time?
on campus.
And do they
I
have a-
think I should call security.
No. We
Yeah,
would not
yeah,
want
no,
if you
no.
call security, all of a sudden they have to come in, and legally, I
Large
know that I would have
mess.
to show them a certain letter that we would not want to get out.
Listen,
Now-
if I help you, and I am happy to help you, can you tell Andrew that people care about him, people love him,
Oh.
and that it is so important that he knows that he has the support of his community?
I will absolutely convey that message to him. Now, have you seen them come and go in a vehicle or? Which direction
Sometimes
they
they're
come
in a. She mentions it's a beautiful, expensive car that they sometimes get into.
from? Should I give her back to underway? No.
Nathaniel
Do you want her
wants
to
to see what
die
happens.
on the spot? Because like she
Will
probably.
just die.
Lose 100 insanity.
Take all the
That
sanity
is
damage.
Well,
She's still in a classroom.
the idea.
Please.
Listen, I have a wonderful secretary by the name of
Lori.
It's not Lori.
Louise.
It's Louise. Lori was my ex-wife. Louise.
And also sex.
Now, Louise.
Yeah.
Louise is a wonderful woman, and you know, I would be willing to pass on your message to Mr. Fisher. Me and him are very close. But perhaps maybe you could give me a call the next time you see this flat
I will
roll.
call you.
Do not call security, though.
I will not call.
We will not
security.
make to
I'll
make a
call you.
biggest thing.
All right, done.
Wonderful.
Bam. Check her off. Good. And moving on. Oh, thank God I don't have to play her.
Wait,
anymore.
just-
Oh, it's so
I just have
brutal.
a quick question.
Yes.
Is it so if you every time you get a success on a roll or something,
You put a check mark.
okay.
Oh, really?
It's called, yeah, you check your skill. That's what happened with your law skill or whatever it was last time.
Yeah.
You pass something, we check
Yeah.
it, and then you roll
But
over it
it's
at the end of
every
the game.
single time you pass it.
Once per game.
Okay.
So you don't put multiple check marks, just one.
Cool. So as I'm walking back to the car, I dodge a pigeon.
No, it's not a.
Get-
I didn't call for the rolls.
No.
All right.
You're
So
close.
who am I missing?
I'm going to the university or to the library.
Yes.
Library.
Where are you guys again?
We're going to the
We're going to the
Advertiser. on the way there though. I want to say to
Elliot. Astrid.
Astrid.
Constable Elliot.
I'll say
Yeah.
Constable.
No,
Elliot,
whatever.
I go like I know that
Spit it out.
I can't forget his name.
Birch.
That guy we're hanging out with,
Who?
the little one.
Archie.
Archie.
Yeah, I think.
Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher.
Archie
Yeah.
Fisher.
He
that's
wanted
his
us
name.
to mention him when we went there.
Yeah.
I don't think we should. He came out and he was all nervous and stuff. I think he pissed off his boss. I don't think we should mention him.
Why don't we save that until after the guy likes us? And then maybe we'll throw it in at the end.
Okay.
You know, maybe just to save his job. Kid's not that smart. I don't know if you
Yeah,
realize
I
that.
know. I
It's
kind of got
not
that read on
the
him.
intelligence
too.
thing.
I
You're
know.
going to see Peck, right?
Yeah.
Editor?
We're
All right.
going to see Peck to ask about Floyd, and I would
Yeah.
like to speak to Floyd if possible.
You walk into the advertiser. This is our third entrance into the place. You know it, right? On the right is the glass office of Peck. Then there's the reporters clicking away. A different set in the evening than are there during the day. Steps leading down to the archives. Peck is actually still in his office, even though it's late. And you can see he's typing away too. And he sees the two of you, and the officer, you what do you do to get his attention? Bang. All right. He stops and waves you in and stands up as you enter. And he says, "Officer, how can I help you?"
Peck. Mr.
That's
Peck?
me. Yeah, I'm the
Editor in
editor.
chief. I see. I was wondering. I'm representing a pretty high-profile case, and I was wondering. I wanted to talk to a certain reporter, Floyd Toby. He's employed here.
Yeah. Floyd's one of my best.
Yeah, I was interested in a couple of cases that he was working on. One specifically, and I was wondering if I could talk to him. Is he around?
He hasn't been in for the last couple of days. He's been off on assignment.
Where is he gone?
Last time I saw him was what is this? Yesterday morning he came in. He dropped. Yeah, he said he had some receipts for me, and he was working at his desk. He got a call. He left.
He got a call and he left.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that's regular for him? He's in and out
Sure.
of the
In
office
and
all the
out.
time?
Yeah, I don't make my people punch a time clock or anything.
Right, of course. And this assignment he was on, is it expected that he would be gone for a couple of days?
Honestly, it's the weekend. It's Friday. I don't know whether he'll be in tomorrow or not. I don't know. I don't expect to see him till Monday, but if he's on an assignment, he's chasing down an investigation.
I have some information that may help him in one of his articles, and of course your paper as well. I'm very interested in you guys. You
Hey,
do a
we
wonderful
love the
job.
police here. We love you.
Oh, I know.
You the boys and girls in blue.
Women.
We're big supporters. So whenever we can help you, we will.
Absolutely. So I was wondering if I could get Floyd Toby's phone number, if he
Yeah,
has
sure,
a
no
telephone
problem.
in his residence.
He fishes through his Rolodex.
Excellent. And his
Nancy.
home address?
That's right there.
Great, thank you. And I was wondering, you have archives at this location, yes?
Yeah, downstairs.
Have you written anything? You have an archive for the summer of 1904?
Oh, that's a long time ago, but I'm sure it's down there.
Great, would you mind showing me where that is?
Sure, I will. He looks back at his his half-written article, and break time. Let's just go down. And he opens the door and heads. He's never like this with you. He's an asshole.
This is what I'm hearing. I'm like this.
And down to the archives you go.
Never
make
been allowed
library
down
use
the
rolls.
archives.
Pardon me?
Make
Library.
library use rolls.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's a
baby.
success.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, Jack.
Just a normal one.
That is just a success.
Ooh,
39.
is yours 40
Mine's
as well?
40.
Oh. I
All
did
right.
one
And
better.
so what are you looking for there?
I'm looking for any information on the violent
so
incident that
wrong.
happened at the
Just
French
so
Grill
we know.
restaurant or diner to Kyle Fisher and Emma Fisher. And potentially also anything about either parent.
How's this for you?
Ooh.
That looks good to me.
So it's an hour. He shows you the archives. He sets you free, and then he leaves, goes back to his article. The two of you are downstairs, and finally, after some searching, you find this. You can read it out loud. for us.
Excellent. Headline is Young Couple Brutally Killed. Visitors in French Hill. Arkham police discovered the bodies of Kyle Fisher, aged 30, and Emma Fisher, aged 26, of Piscataway, New Jersey, this Sunday morning at an abandoned home in French Hill. The condition of the bodies suggests the couple was restrained and tortured before being murdered. Police refused to give out specifics of the crime scene, but an anonymous source reported that the man was shot after being beaten and his wife was repeatedly stabbed. The Fishers were in Arkham visiting relatives. They had gone to dinner last night but never returned. Both Kyle and Emma Fisher were respected teachers in the Piscataway School District and leave behind one child, Andrew, aged 2. Police are investigating and contact authorities in New Jersey, trying to find leads in the case. There is no known suspect or motive at this time.
And you know Arkham, as you've
Yep.
it's another case in Arkham where something brutal like that, a double murder, forgotten.
I was going to say, this is ringing lots of alarm bells.
There's a whole thing for you and Constable Askew. There's something about Arkham that's really bothering you, and it's a every single case you have seems to be just nobody seems to care.
Short
Okay.
memories.
Are you
Short
from
memories.
Arkham?
I'm from Fayette, Alabama, but
Oh,
I
okay.
went to school here, I'm assuming, and have I moved to my grandparents' home that was in Arkham. My parents are from Fayette,
All
I
right.
think, was the backstory.
So you have his address?
I do have his address. Before I, is there anything that you want to do here?
No.
Okay, before I leave,
Mm-hmm.
can I sort of stick my head into?
Make a charm roll.
Pardon me?
Make a charm roll.
Certainly. Oh dear. 30. My charm is 35. So
Okay. What do you say?
I'm just gonna say thank you so much for all of your excellent help. Archie Fisher was right about you. Thank you for letting me
Archie?
use him. Yeah.
That he mutters some expletive under his breath.
As
These
he,
are shit little. What do you mean he was right about? What did he say?
Oh well, I can't exactly divulge it to you, but he has been my inside source. I mean, he's working on something really, really big for you guys, and I don't know. He's a good kid. Thanks for letting me use him.
He shakes his head. All right.
Makes a hell of a cup of coffee, huh? No, we get him in a moment.
All right. You get your contacts back for the day. You're fine. You get your contacts back. No more, Brett. That was good.
Thank
good
you.
team play. All right. And where are we? Who is not?
I'm just heading to the
Just ahead into the
courier
library.
I
collection.
can't believe we've harassed Jennifer. She doesn't quite enough yet.
Oh my God. That was so good.
Wonderful.
But I want to talk specifically to the librarian and ask if somebody matching Floyd's description has been in recently. Hello. All right.
Jesus.
Okay. So Daniel Reardon is the librarian that you meet. That you ask. You see the list of he's the student librarian.
Do I know him? Like as
Daniel, yeah, he's one of those tight ass like library sciences student. Nerd.
More nerdy.
Yeah, very particular, very pedantic. Anyway, so that's the one, and he's filing things, it's a Friday night and he's in the library filing, putting books along the
I was
way.
gonna like tussle my hair and like crook up my glasses. And just be like,
Bourgeois.
late night, huh?
He looks over at you. Oh, what do you want?
Man,
I
no.
was
Roll
like,
Sarge, yeah.
you know, what the
He's got an appearance of 40s, like not well liked. What do you want?
endearing.
I'm only
Yeah.
45.
He's like, I was hoping you'd help me out. I'm doing some research for my one of my journalist assignments, and I gotta take a look at the Courier collection, and I was hoping you could.
The Courier collection
Yeah.
from Innsmouth?
Yeah,
Why is everyone suddenly interested in Innsmouth?
more people are after this. I thought I was the only one with this topic for the
No, it's
project.
one of your reporters was in here.
Oh, who? Which one? The single anyway.
Floyd. Toby.
No way.
Yes, way.
What did he? Did he find whatever he was looking for?
Well, he was looking for the Innsmouth Courier, and we have an almost complete collection here. And he takes you in, and he says, "Follow me," and he goes through the set.
Oh wow.
All right, and he says, "Here it is. This is the Innsmouth Courier. This is what we have."
Wow. That's great. And which because I'm helping. It's a joint project with the internship that I'm doing with Floyd, and he was wondering what parts did he cover, so that I know which parts I need to cover. in his,
He was interested in all of it, pretty much. He started from that end and went all the way until when the paper ended. And that's 46. We don't have anything from after that.
oh, okay. And so it's like till 1846.
Yes.
Oh wow. And did he take anything out?
No. He just read through this whole lot.
Great, awesome. Did he?
That's your night.
I guess I'm gonna spend the night just.
Oh boy.
Library using.
I'm just gonna pour through it.
Yep. I'm going to make you make 5 library use rolls, and for each one, I'm going to give you a piece of information.
All right.
Daniel
Goody.
goes away.
Hey,
Thanks, Daniel.
make good ones,
Screw
right?
you.
Succeed.
Fuck off,
That's the wiki. That's the GTA.
No.
Alright, so the first one's no good.
Yeah.
So you get 4 left. Jeez. I thought you were a library use guy.
Yeah, it's
Just
65.
lost the
That was
location of
98
Johnson
though,
Talk.
wasn't it?
There was a 98. I have an 80 library.
80? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's a hard success.
Okay.
Or no, an extreme success, sorry.
Okay, good.
80?
So that's roll number 2. That's a
Hard success.
hard success. That's if it meets it.
That's just a success.
Holy
Success.
shit! On the dot.
Last roll.
Nice.
And that's a hard success.
So I'm going to give you 5 pieces of information. This is all. You don't know what you're looking for,
Nice
but
one,
this is
Barry.
what you get from your Innsmouth Courier. I'm going to give you a skill, and it's going to be called Innsmouth Lore.
Hey.
boy.
All right.
Woo!
Some
I think at the
fresh,
bottom there's-
fresh lore, buddy.
I need a D8. Roll 2 D8.
Oh, here, I got it.
I got that.
Yeah,
You got
D8,
it.
and
You got it.
then
You
I
got
got
it.
it. You know, like the DA ones for a second. I was like,
8.
That's boring. I have 12. 12. You're 12% Innsmouth Lore is what you have.
Nice.
And now, if you're when we ask you a question about Innsmouth, you've been going through these things like wild, trying to capture what you know of the town. The town was
Okay.
settled. Was founded. It's an old town. It was founded 200 years ago, or even earlier. It was a fishing town. They fell on hard times, and then apparently, in the 1830s. One of the major town members named Captain Obed Marsh discovered a pirate horde on Devil's Reef, and a lot of the gold jewelry that is famous in Innsmouth was found on that island.
Devil's Reef, you said?
Devil's Reef,
Devil's Reef.
and if you consult the map, you can see where it is.
Okay.
FYI. So Devil's Reef. There are a lot of interesting elements to this. There was a plague that was brought back from the East Indies. It swept through Innsmouth in the 40s and 50s, killing a lot of people. The town has a religion that is not a Christian religion, or it's an offshoot of Christianity.
Baptism?
It's called the Esoteric Order of Dagon.
Oh, Jesus.
And in the 1830s, it became the dominant religion, and in fact, right now, that is the religion. It continues to this
Can you
day.
repeat the name, David?
The Esoteric Order of Dagon. In the last few issues before 46, before the paper ended, they were filled with editorials railing against Marsh and the Marsh family, attacking his character, saying that they were implicated in various crimes, including kidnapping and murder. So there was that apparently Obed Marsh and the 30s and the 40s were extremely volatile in Innsmouth, and after that, the paper ended.
Oh, after like severely
46.
Yeah,
criticizing
but
the
the
family?
Esoteric Order of Dagon is apparently the religious society that was brought back from Obed after he went on all these journeys into the South Seas.
What is the symbol that would show up in the of the religion?
Oh, I have that somewhere. I will share it for you. I don't want to.
Don't look yet.
If I look here, yeah, just don't look.
No
please.
worries. It's not a Neptune symbol, though, is it?
No, it is.
Okay.
No. It's
That
a good.
Good thought, good
shy.
It's a really good thought, but no, she's
Grandpa.
yeah, I got it here.
Yeah, maybe we
She
should
might be
use
into
it,
that.
yeah,
Maybe.
There it is.
That's-
There's the Esoteric Order of Dagon.
Oh boy, there aren't.
Fuck.
Are those
Super
tentacles,
Christian.
baby?
As you're finished, it's like 3:00, and Daniel, you prevailed upon him to let you stay past the opening. It's Friday night, and he was actually kind of impressed that you stayed to do studies. Like it's like you of all people. Anyway, and so it's late, and you're heading down the steps of the Orne Library. I have a picture of the Orne Library. You want to see?
Oh no, is it gonna be spooky?
No.
Something spooky
No.
is gonna happen.
We're playing Call of Cthulhu, but it's not.
It's just a giant.
I don't handle
saga
spooks
on
well
top
at
of
all. I don't.
Okay, this is the library
Oh, nice. That's spooking me
Yeah,
out
that's
a little
really
bit.
at night.
Yeah,
At night.
that'd be spooky at
I
night.
just
Yeah,
feel
that's-
like the dead trees are a little
And
foreboding.
you know, if you're looking at these are the
3 floors?
oh
In
it's
1920?
huge. Yeah, and a basement.
Could fire trucks shoot that high?
They don't care about fire trucks, right?
Fire wasn't invented until the 1960s.
Don't care about
Here's a
fire
little
trucks.
postcard if you want to send something back to your folks at home. Orne Library,
that building just
Miskatonic
creeps me
University.
out.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
It's a nice
And so
little
imagine that at night, right, as you're leaving.
Okay.
Ugh.
You come down those front steps there with the white around you, and you can see there's a car idling away.
Fuck.
And there's
Shit.
some people in it.
Is it my car?
No, it would be great
Oh.
if it were your car.
Hey, hey, Daniel, you heading out now?
He says, well, I'm the last one here, but yes, I am.
You want to walk with me?
Walk with you.
And I pointed the car. I'm like, doesn't feel right, huh?
He looks over at the people. Oh, wealthy enough to have a car, they should be all right, right?
Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. Okay.
Rich people, they must be good, right?
They're fine.
I don't know. Just something. I don't know. Something freaks me out about it.
Listen, if anyone asks me, I'll tomorrow morning I'll tell them that I'll tell them I saw you here and you were fine.
Don't tell them that. If someone looks for me tomorrow and I've gone missing, say, look for the people in the car.
Good luck, Fisher. I'm sure
All
the
right.
car's not going to kill you. And he walks alone across the campus.
Oh boy.
Do I have to walk past the car to get back to? I
go
assume
anywhere you
we're
want.
like all hanging out at your place. Is that the?
Yeah, we were not still on campus
Where
because
does
we would have
he
left
think they
probably
missed
waiting for him. Yeah.
So you're looking at the car. And what do you want to do?
Fucking scared. I have to walk past the car to get to where we're.
Yeah.
Huh?
Investigate.
Do it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna.
You walk towards the car and you can see
Oh,
that there's it looks like there's a young woman in the car. and a guy, and he's got a hat, and it's dark at night. Like there's some gaslight in the area that providing a little bit of illumination, but the car itself, it's dark inside, and whoever it is, the woman that's looking, she's definitely looking at you, and she's watching you. You can pretty much picture, now that you get closer, that you could pick her out of a lineup if you saw her, and she's frowning at you. Then you hear as a car comes up behind, and you can see it's a police vehicle.
A wonderful battle.
And then suddenly the car that you were approaching or walking towards goes.
Do I get a plate number before they? Do they have license plates back then?
They don't.
Okay.
Really?
Well,
They don't even have light stoplights and.
That's
Like,
it's
it's
the
not-
noise. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that.
Did I see what kind of car it was? Like
It was a Ford.
Ford?
Like
Take a
every
picture
other
with your
car.
phone.
Yeah, I was
other
gonna say.
fucking car.
It's,
Yeah, when you
So
look
is
at the
my
cars,
kind
they're
of
not
It's a Ford.
particularly.
Like
Yeah, it's
all
a
the
Ford.
cars.
All right, and it drives off, but you're certain that you would be able to recognize the woman again.
Cool.
I'll show you a picture. Will I?
no, I won't.
Maybe don't.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here, come here.
That's the woman.
Yeah, she.
It's mean.
She does look mean.
Is she
All right.
fishy?
All right, and then the car drives off, and then your friends are there, and they pick you up, and
Get
and
in,
the
kid.
5 of you are together, having investigated your place. It's 3:00 at night, and you've been working on this case all day.
And I'm gonna just relay everything I've learned about Innsmouth in terms of the marsh, and it's
You don't get Innsmouth's skill like he gets it because it's secondhand information.
Yeah.
But
oh, I'm gonna talk about the Marsh family, who is related to
The executor of the.
Also
Well,
Marsh.
well, yeah,
Also,
Ralston.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also.
But sort of to explain that the newspapers spent a bunch of years critiquing this family and then suddenly stopped.
I would also like to, when he talks about that, I'd be like, I say to Jeb, I'm like, Jeb, isn't that, we found that stack of newspapers at my house? That was the Courier, right?
Yeah.
I have like a year's worth of that newspaper.
Maybe we could all get that little read later.
Yeah.
Yeah. More newspapers.
yeah, reading through that collection will give you Innsmouth's
We'll get the shit out of
mythos
that.
skill as well.
Right.
Innsmouth mythos.
All right.
I also relay the information that we got from Jennifer, particularly about the flapper
Yes.
and the mysterious car that they own.
And I'm gonna talk about how there was just this very
you wouldn't
scary.
consider her a flapper.
No, but there was a mysterious car, and the lady, I wouldn't consider her a flapper. Did she like?
Do you know?
Well, she wasn't pretty like this.
No.
The girl
She
that
was very harsh and mean looking.
But I will say that there's some sort of weird group of people.
And a man with a
flapper
hat,
and an old
like a-
man, an expensive
Everybody
car
wears a
that have been driving
Pardon me?
around.
It's the 20s.
Everyone has a hat.
Oh.
I'm wearing
I have a hat from a mobster that's recently. It has a bit of a chip on
I'm
it.
not trying to. make
I'm
fun
just
of
saying
you,
I
just-
can't see his face.
Everyone
so
has
I know
hats, idiot.
You're wearing a hat.
I
Like,
thought
it's
you
a
were
guy
a
with a hat.
nerd.
I'm going through such an up and down of my day today. It's just
You
been a
fucking
bit.
nerd. Okay. Well, that's very
Super easy
interesting.
you are.
That is very interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
And so
I will speak about this as well.
Right.
And
you
that
pass
Floyd,
that
we're
on.
going to Floyd's house. We're going to find out what the fuck's going on.
It's 3 a.m. You sure you want to go to Floyd's
And
house?
maybe we all just call it a night. I can go home. We can go to my office if we want to just crash there. My
I
mom
wouldn't
can
mind-
make us some
yeah.
amazing food.
That'd be great because I just
Do you
don't.
live with your mother?
No, my mother lives upstairs because I support my family, unlike many people in this city.
My mother is dead.
Well, clearly that's an easier burden.
I feel like this is
living mother,
difficult
if you ask
conversation
me.
to have at 3 o'clock in the
Are
morning.
you going to Floyd's house or not?
I think we're gonna turn in, but I would like to stick together because I don't
So
like
you're
being
not going to
followed.
Floyd's house after.
Are we going to Floyd's
Let's
house?
go to
Yeah,
Floyd's
Let's go
house.
in the
We're
morning.
going to
We
Floyd's
should
house.
go.
It's-
It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
We want to
yeah.
do it this.
Let's
We
Yeah,
want
let's
to do it
scare
this
the,
session,
let's
don't we?
scare the fuck out of him.
We can sleep, but
He's
then
not-
we can
I
sleep
don't
and
think
still
he's
do it
there.
within
I
the
mean, we
session.
do have a cop with us. I guess.
I'm
we can do
concerned that
whatever we
he's
want.
not there. I'm
Yeah.
All right, so
concerned
let's
that
go
he's
check it out.
in
in
And
a
if there's
gutter
any time that he
somewhere.
would be home, it would be 3 in the morning.
Is it on the way to my
So
office
that's a good time.
from the
to-
university?
You could stop
Right.
there.
Like,
Okay, let's stop by old Floyd's house, give him a little knock, and see if he's there.
All right. So,
can I have a coffee?
That's what I was gonna joke. Like,
Weapon.
I'm just bringing you some coffee, Mr.
Do you
Toby.
have a
That's what-
weapon in your car?
I have a pistol.
I certainly do not have a weapon in my car.
We're not in your car.
I am
So
in my
he's
car.
in
Oh,
North
you are. You're fine.
Peabody
Are we
Avenue, downtown Arc.
Are we in your car, Jeff?
I
Oh,
would
the
not
car.
driving around in a police car.
Yeah, okay.
There's
Oh,
no-
right, you're
Okay.
not in the police car.
Okay.
The police car is the car we're in?
I'm in my car. You guys are in
No, I
whatever
think the
car
police
you
car
like.
just drove by and then we pulled up
We
in
pulled
up.
Jeff's car.
No, I thought they were arrived all in the police car. I don't know. Maybe we got 2 cars. Who knows?
Do we have 2 cars?
No.
Is that what's
no,
happening
no,
here?
We should have 2 cars.
Do you have a car
Yeah.
as a cop? Would you?
Why didn't we not have to?
I had one last game.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, we have 2 cars.
All
So I
right.
guess I'm in your car.
So
Yes.
So
we
he's
are in the
at
same
that-
We'd be in my
Not
car
that big
waiting
a
at the
match.
university. Yeah.
I'll be in the back of the cop car.
I'm small. I need
So-
to be.
So, northeast of town, North Peabody Street is where he's staying in a little apartment. You find it no problem, the apartment complex, and park your car. It's late and you're very tired, but you figure, okay, one last go.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, this is not good. I don't like it. Feels a little familiar.
Yeah.
Screaming bad.
you as you get out of the car and you're driving, you get out and you hear a
Is it a cat?
Cool. I'm gonna get immediately back into my car and just
I'm in
slam
the
the door
car.
and like.
nobody else heard it.
I meanwhile out of my car.
None of you heard it.
So that happens and I just like knock on the car window.
Yeah.
Detective.
Can I perform? Oh wait, is it psychoanalysis that you need? Or is it
Yeah,
psychology?
but psychology to see what her problem is, but psychoanalysis to help.
To fix it. Yeah.
Could I use?
Well, so what you all saw was the police officer got out of the car and she looked around and suddenly sort of jolted and then went back into her car.
And now I'm like.
We were in the car. What couldn't you ask her? Because you. It's like
Did
you
we even
three.
get out of the
Yeah,
car?
we're
You
in
are
our-
in that.
we're
We're
in
in
my
a car
car.
together, and then you.
Okay,
three are in the
cool.
car together.
We're like standing outside of my car smoking a cigarette, being
Right.
like,
Okay, so the three of you were with her.
Oh no, that one,
We were
2,
with her.
3 are in their one, and we are in a
Okay.
different one.
I'm wherever I'm told to go. I know.
I'm confused, but
We
go
have
on.
2 cars.
Can we
I don't
continue,
know.
please?
"We have 2 cars."
Like, what's wrong?
Did you hear that?
No.
You didn't.
No. Did you hear anything?
No.
Darlings,
I know.
we are waiting.
What
It
is
is
going
very
on?
late.
Feel. What happened? What's
Why didn't we go into Floyd's house and see if anything is? See if he's home.
Why
Yep.
not?
Yep. Yep.
do I
Did
hear
we
that?
hear that?
No.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm not moving. Let's go.
Okay.
come?
Let's go. I
We
open
need-
the car door.
All right. And so the apartment, it's a fairly typical apartment building. At this time, they don't have security. They don't have any key. Like, you just go in and
Yep.
each place has its own key. So you walk in and you have his number, it's number 7 on the second floor. And
Ripples, ripples, ripples.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
it's on the second floor, so you go in the place and up the
17.
stairs and to his apartment. The door is ajar.
Oh, perfect. Can I spot hidden?
You can.
Let's do that then. Yeah, that's an
Boy.
extreme success.
Smell alcohol.
Extreme.
Alcohol.
Damn.
I look at Luther and say, "Do you think we need to go in loud on this one?"
The light in the hallway is like zzz, zzz, zzz.
Detective, I promise you I have a permit for
It
this.
goes out.
I pull out my gun.
Yeah, me too.
I
Oh my God.
carry my
I
flashlight.
prepare to dodge.
I
Me
put
too.
put on my
And
brass
also-
knuckles, and also I got my mace
Oh my
handy.
God, we're both like, you all knew this was gonna happen.
You're like, why are we here?
All right, and you open the door.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
The-
Officer.
all right. So
Just say-
you enter into it's a crime scene. No question.
Sweet.
So you have a man lying on the floor. There's blood pooling around his head.
But he has a head.
He has a head.
Well, that's good. That's a step
Looking
up.
on the
That's a
bright
Step up
side.
from the last one.
This town's getting better.
He's lying on the floor. There's a pool of blood around him. There's alcohol. There's a smashed bottle by his hand, and in the room there are stacks of alcohol.
Oh,
Can
wow.
Sasha check if he's still alive?
Pardon me?
Can Sasha check if he's still alive? Like, is it?
Yes. Make a. Do you have medicine?
Mhm.
Yeah, first aid. Make first
Or
aid.
how recently
First
you
aid?
died, maybe?
Sure. Okay. First aid.
Life.
What is that? Well,
It's a 10.
It's
It's
a what?
14
That was 14.
before you moved it.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
Sasha runs over and looks at him. He's
That's all-
alive. He's in a coma.
Does that? That's a hard success. Would that change anything?
No, but it does tell you that he's alive and he's in a coma.
Okay.
Is he alive?
Duh. He's
in a coma.
All right.
He's
And
in a coma.
in the room, it's obviously a room where he spent some time in. It's his home. It's been ransacked, and there are bottles of alcohol placed all over in the room, like.
Can I check the bottles of alcohol to see if I recognize them from any of the booze runners I know in the city?
Make a law roll at hard success.
Criminality. That is a regular success.
Yeah, this is just it's like a smorgasbord of like different groups of alcohol.
Okay, and does it look like they were placed there? Like, are they just like placed on surfaces? It doesn't look.
Yes.
So it looked like they were just put there recently.
Yes,
Okay.
it's weird because
That's
you
really
did
weird,
you
yeah.
did know you've seen rum runners and the way that they
Mhm.
cart their alcohol, and this is like not quite the same.
So are these full
Did-
bottles of booze?
Yes,
Did I know if he like was a drinker or not?
make a idea roll.
Oh yeah,
Never
that's
touch the stuff.
Never
So-
touch stuff.
Floyd. Never touched the stuff.
And detective, from the books that I have read, I can tell you that this is not how booze is supposed to be stored. It looks like a framing job of some sort.
Okay,
I am also
hold
going
on.
to steal
Hold
one
on.
of the booze
Hold on.
bottles.
You're gonna like
But
just
you
gonna.
try to just as they're investigating,
Sure.
just pick
Well,
up one
I'm
and-
going to do spot hidden on the body to see if I can see like any other head injuries or if he was forced to drink alcohol,
Yeah, good. Go ahead.
like abrasions to the throat, that kind of thing. 53, so that's just a success.
It looks like he was conked in the head by something.
Okay.
Good because he's got some trauma in the back, and that's where the blood's coming from.
Okay.
He managed it. If he hadn't turned his head to the side, he might have choked on the blood or whatever. But he has not done that, so he's still alive.
I'm going to investigate the room further for
Can I-
any
Wait,
criminal.
you've done your thing.
Sorry, you're right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I want to look around anything like that would relate to the Albanian gang, so anything like green handkerchiefs or anything that would relate to fish monsters.
This one.
General fish.
Yeah.
Probably the plague. That's
No,
spread
anything,
through
anything
into-
Albanian gang related or any just like notes on paper and stuff.
There's caveat sprinkled all over.
He's got a wallet on him.
Alright, look through his wallet.
I mean that if you're looking around,
yeah, I mean,
that's-
like if that's the obvious thing,
that's the obvious thing. That
I'll
you
have a
pick
look
up.
in it. Yeah.
Okay. It's got some money in it, and it's got some little notes.
How much money is in it?
$20.
I say to everyone, there's $20 in this wallet, and then I look at Jeff.
All right, and then otherwise, that's the room. I mean, there's some
Right.
there you can go through his possessions. He's got books in there, but it's a pretty dismal scene. Yeah, somebody's gonna need to get him to the hospital.
Yeah, we need
Does
to.
he
Yep.
have?
Does he have a telephone?
For me,
Does he have a telephone?
not in his apartment. No,
Could I? Is he gonna die soon if we don't get him to the hospital?
no.
Or?
Luckily, you've given him first aid because
Okay.
you made your roll. But he does absolutely. He's got a head wound. He needs to get to the hospital ASAP.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to do spot hidden in his apartment.
Go ahead.
What? Okay.
Looking specifically for anything that has to do with the case, anywhere that he was around, any enemies that he would have. It's a success, just a success. Okay, success.
That's in the book. 85 cents. Is that 85 cents?
Could I spot hidden to see if I can find what weapon could Sasha see?
Yeah,
Thinking
go
about
ahead.
like looking for a
Go
weapon.
ahead.
That's fucking. No, there's no.
No, you don't know what weapon it was. You know it's a head injury. That's all you can gather. All right.
Yeah.
So there you are.
Take
Sorry,
him to
we're-
the
we're-
hospital.
We need to take.
Do some people want to
Yeah.
investigate while two of us get him down to the car?
Well, if anyone's here to investigate, you should probably investigate, right?
You
I
can hear
mean-
the sound of sirens coming.
Oh.
We should leave promptly, I believe.
We got police.
We have
Why-
no
why
idea
leave?
this.
Yeah, we need.
I'm not supposed to be in country. I'm
Fine, you can leave.
I have strange feeling about the
No,
situation.
if the cops arrive and they see this, someone's trying to frame this man, and luckily we have an officer of the law and a lawyer here to stop that from happening.
You can hear those sounds as you apparently stay.
I'm making notes about everything.
Sounds of footfalls on the stairs, more than one, and suddenly you see a man come in with a gun, and he's dressed in gray. He's got a hat on, and he says, "Federal agents."
Oh shit. Fuck.
Oh, it's the fucking.
Do I recognize?
Oh, maybe I should have left that.
All right, and at that point
Yeah,
you
so-
see it framing the federal agent
Yeah.
in the door. We're going to end our session.
We should have left.
We should have left.
Oh, we should have left. Oh, who's this?
That's okay. We know,
I don't have to shoot a federal agent, guys.
we
It's
know-
only one. We got him.
No, I'm
We
a
know
cop.
Agent
I
Trent.
can't.
All
Agent
right,
Trent was the name?
Write that down. Yeah, we
Yeah.
know Agent Trent.
and wait a minute. We don't have to stop our session because it is Agent Trent.
Yes!
Hey, we
Agent
Trent, my friend.
That's where it's going. All right. So that's our first session done and dusted.
I need to take that out.
No scary stuff though. Eh? Like,
That was pretty.
That was good.
I was a little spooked in the car. I was like,
And going into the maybe murder
It was-
room was a little.
it was
scary.
also scary, like, because like normally like Nathaniel would like call somebody to like talk on the phone while they walked by the scary car, but like there's no cell phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be. Oh, do you want to share this?
Oh, yeah, I'll just share it. So,
Yeah.
so there's
we can keep this going for the next 10 minutes, so we'll keep recording it. But
a
the session's
ticket
over.
to admit one to the Miskatonic University Exhibit Museum. Oh, it's free admission?
To an
It's
exhibit
probably
at
just
the
a ticket
museum.
that he bought, but it's his free
But there's
admission.
a museum at the Miskatonic University.
Yep. So
Okay.
if you went there, there's also this bus ticket from Arkham to Newburyport,
Mm-hmm.
which we knew, but still, whatever. It's good to know. Lots of writing on it. And then a book from Hardin's Used Book, which it says
This is
Oh,
where
the bookstore was
by the
nearby.
way, the Miskatonic Exhibit Museum is. You now know this area pretty well, right? You guys, this is the main campus,
Mhm.
right? And then the exhibit museum is right here.
right.
So Liberal Arts Building is here, exhibit museum's
Just went by
here,
there earlier.
and then down south is where you guys were earlier. Okay? And the other one?
And then he bought a book from Hardin's Used Books, which is on 226 East Main Street in Arkham. 85 cents. And it was, it was bought
I
by
have
him.
The receipt for that,
Oh,
or
that's
the
received for that as
actual
well?
like proof of purchase. It's a standard history, Essex County, Massachusetts.
history.
What was the book title?
Essex County?
We're in Essex County, right?
Essex County is the county that you're in. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So he's the history of he's looking into the history. And also like because the date on this is October 9th, 1927.
Oh,
that a
that's
month?
Yeah,
changed that
so,
to
like-
the current
So it's like
One.
today.
today.
Two
It's
days
from
ago.
the
2 days
future.
ago. So it was September 29th.
It's October.
September 1st, right?
F-
October 1st. Yeah.
What's that?
CF Janet and Company. Not of consequence at all.
History of Essex
No, I'll leave
County.
I'll leave that up to you. I'm not gonna.
Okay. It's by a CF or
All right.
Tease.
So let's. I'm going to end the recording.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Join us next time as we investigate more libraries.
How many
So
cars
excited.
will we take to the next
As
location?
Archie gets
That's
berated
right.
by somebody new next week.
All right.